Okay, y'all, welcome to Shade and the City. I'm your girl Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into none other than the BMF. Okay, it is back. This is season 4, episode 1, graduation day. Okay, hey DeMarcus, welcome. Hey Cortland, what we not gonna do is start this off with Lucille slander. That's what we not gonna do. Okay.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate because I didn't see nothing evil that Lucille did.
I didn't either. DeMarcus said that this episode was a solid 9. Okay. I would have to say I'm gonna say it's an 8.5, only because and y'all gonna think it's terrible, but I'm just trying to understand. We'll get to it when we get there.
You know what? I can give it a high score because usually shows in the Power universe, they start off kind of slow and then towards the end.
And this
one did start off good. So I agree with DeMarcus. I give it a 9 too.
Okay. DeMarcus said the snake biting Meech was a subliminal shot at Rick Ross for Rick Ross taking a pic with Big Meech. That was a snake move. Oh, wow. You think so? I like that though. Okay, look at you digging deep. Nels, I can't wait to hear your opinion on how Lucille treated Charles this episode.
How she treated him? I thought she was nicer than I ever would have been. You still staying in my house.
Right, okay. See, that was another thing for me.
You done came off the road and now you ain't paying no child support, but you can pay $70 for a damn cake. Why don't you go pay for your damn hotel?
Oh, not the hotel. Blatant Truth says she gives it a 5. Okay, damn. It was on. You said that was mid-grade for you. Is BMF better than the Shy and Power? What y'all think? I haven't watched the Shy in so long. I heard it's good from what Nels be saying, and I be in the lives, and y'all make it seem like it's real good. Now, better than Power? No. And the only Power that it's better than is Force.
And better than the Shy too. The Shy is starting to fall off for me a little bit because they just doing too much this season.
Ooh,
and I feel like I don't want to base it off of that. So I'm gonna say no.
All right, y'all. Well, if you have not already, all those that are entering the building, please make sure that you have hit the like button
and that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's jump right into this recap. And let's get shady. All right, y'all. So we kick off this episode. We see Meech and Terry. They running through the Mexican desert, being hunted down by, I'd say, is this border control?
I thought it was the federales.
Them too, but I don't know. But it's the Pope.
I only said the federales because I think Loco said something about the federales.
Oh, okay. Well, whoever. I knew they was being chased down by somebody. So they've broken Loco out of the prison. He out here dressed like a woman. And they're all joking about how he runs better in a dress. When Terry reminds him that, look, they not about to stop looking for this man until he's back in custody. So Loco's like, you know what? We're going to go to my house in the mountains, but it's going to take us 3 days walking. So, T's starting to trip out like 3 days. And one thing that I thought about, just storyline wise, you are a fugitive. And these 2 random black men just broke you out of prison. I don't know how far they thought they was going to get on foot.
My thing is, first of all, they in the desert.
Okay.
Second, you see what happens at night. These coyotes and all types of things. Like, are you even safe? Sleeping anywhere out there?
And now you're talking about going into the mountains at that. I can only imagine what's in the mountains.
I felt Terry in that moment. Look, can we get you big time? Can we get a helicopter or something?
I'm with you. So then, so basically they start Loco and Terry, they going at it when Meech is bit by a snake, which apparently is the deadliest of all snakes. So Loco said, don't move him. Don't move him nowhere. I'm going to go get help. And this was another thing. Again, this is why I gave it an 8.5, because some things just didn't make sense. And I understand that it's a series and a show.
Well, maybe like DeMarcus said, maybe it is just like a, like a metaphor, or
maybe it could be a metaphor, because he's like, okay, don't move him. I'm going to go off and get help, even though I'm a fugitive and I ain't supposed to be out here in these streets. And everybody should know my face at this point. Like, did that make sense to anybody? Where are you going? Right? And who else is in the middle of the desert for you to find? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like I said, sometimes I understand, but sometimes we need it to make sense. All right. And so yeah, Loco went to look for help in the middle of the desert. Go ahead, Nails.
So then they fast forward to 6 months later in Detroit. Terry's at a casino and got an invite from some woman named Imani. She says she is the house. Okay.
I said, we gotta find a new name for these.
Okay? Right, Imani. We got another Imani.
I said, this is another Imani. Can we?
Exactly. For him to attend the private game that she's hosting. Then Hoop let him know that Jay Pusha ain't paying again. Okay. So Terry's confused. He got it. Why the hell he ain't paying? And Hoop told him that he did to Duffy in Atlanta.
You know what I can appreciate though?
What?
That I feel like, I don't know if you noticed, we have another Imani, and I don't know why every time I saw Markeisha this episode, I wanted to call her Lakeisha. Wasn't that her name in Power?
I think so. I think it was.
So clearly they don't think too hard when it comes to names, because I was like, why do I keep getting Lakeisha? That is not this girl's name. And then when I figured out,
and every time I saw Markeisha, I was like, that's really not what that girl looked like.
Right.
Because Lala's a baddie.
Oh, don't do that to Markeisha. Not Markeisha IRL.
Listen. To see what Terry was going crazy about it's mind blowing to me. Well, Lala, that makes sense.
Well, the real Terry ain't also don't look as good as Da Vinci either.
I don't know what he looked like back in the day, but even her back in the day wasn't cute.
Well, I can guarantee
she wasn't going crazy
you that he won't either. He won't either.
She wasn't going crazy over him. He was going crazy over her. But basically, he tells him that, he's been coming up short and making late payments. So Terry said, he's been gambling to even make up for the L's that they've been taking. And then, he tells him that he'll take care of it.
That's what he said. So then we see Lucille. Y'all know I love me some Lucille, okay? Now she done got a surprise visitor from the church, Elder Miss Marjorie, okay? And so Marjorie tells her that she had some news. She lets her know that Pastor Fleming's mama is terminal. And so she's stepping down. And she tells her that the board would like to interview her for lead pastorship. And so she's like, but the interview is tomorrow. Now she's like, oh, I can't do that because damn, my daughter's graduating from high school. I said, that wasn't like the first at the forefront of your mind. Like you had to really think about that. And so Marjorie's like, yeah. Jesus, Jesus loved the kids and all, but we got this potential donor coming on Sunday, and so we need our new pastor in the pool.
And guess what? Guess what can be done? Y'all can push that interview back to a certain time. That's what can be done.
Well,
she pissed me off I was like,
not you getting mad at Marjorie.
Yes, I did.
And so, she asked her, look, are you ready to fly this plane, or are you gonna leave it to somebody else? Hold on, let me get into the comments. Lucille asking for child support was treacherous from Charles.
Right.
No, Nikki literally just graduated high school. I don't even think she's 18 yet. So no, she wasn't wrong.
I'm gonna need y'all to elaborate on this Lucille hate, because it's not making the math ain't mathing.
I was gonna say, I think the fact that Charles is still there up in her face, like Nell said, and ain't went and got his own place yet. I don't know what he doing.
The fact you think you can come off the road and just come chill at my house.
DeMarcus said Meech and Terry split up because of religion. You know what? We'll get deeper into that as we get into the episode because I can understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I think it's much, much deeper. I think if you were to ask me, T has just always felt undermined by Meech.
And the need for power. He just always felt
Yeah, and he has the need to.
he just
He
wants
wants to
to
be
be
in
on
Meech's
top.
seat. Yeah,
And and the problem is when he is on top, he's on a power trip.
right, right. So Cortland said, "I don't know about going to Mexico. Never hear anything good happening there. It's actually very beautiful. You just gotta stay on the resorts, Cortland. Stay on the
And
resorts."
I mean, things happen at the airport too, but I don't think this is the right time to go. But I've
Demarcus said,
always had a great time when I went to.
yeah, the one time I went, it was great. Meech got by King Cobra. Okay, okay. I didn't know what that. What look? I don't like snakes. Any of them, all of them. It could be a damn garden snake, and I'm gonna act like it's a cobra or it's an anaconda because I
Demarcus,
ain't
are
got
you
time.
saying that's real? Are you saying that really happened?
Oh, you know what? That's a good point, Demarcus, because I honestly was thinking about that, and I said, obviously some of this is supposed to be based off truth, and when I saw it, I said, I don't believe this really happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this really happened. And y'all can disagree with me if y'all be in these streets, y'all
For me, it's
know
not even that it really happened. It's that it happened in the middle of the desert and you still survived.
that part. Cortland said everyone would rather work with Meech than Terry. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Imani reminds me of Big L from season 1 and season 2 of BMF. Who's Big L? You got to trigger my memory, Demarcus, because I don't look. Lakeisha
Wait,
Grant and
is
Markeisha.
that the one that was played by Monique? No, that wasn't season one.
Oh, that would be, yeah, because remember she had her own casino. Okay, that is Big L. You're right. You're right. Thank you, Demarcus. Cortland, she's forgiven Charles finally. I think that because they're divorced, it don't matter. I mean, she's just being nice, which again.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand how she was being evil.
Hey, Steven, welcome, welcome. Lucille is actually thinking about herself, as she should be. She spent so much
She
time
got
thinking
grown
about this man.
kids.
She was his
Ex-husband.
lover and his secretary, going to Wendy's every day of the week.
While
Was
he's
at the
spending money
job
on
when no
hotels
one
and
else
strippers.
was there. Okay, helping him get on his feet.
Y'all will never make me choose that man over Lucille ever, ever,
Ever,
ever, ever.
ever. Southern Belle, hey, hey. What's good? What's good?
Okay.
Team Nikki. Right. I give the episode an 8. Okay.
Okay.
Dang, Lala has been in everything. She really
She
has. She
really
really
has.
has at this
She
point.
in her bag.
Look, what goes on in Mexico stays in Mexico. Clearly not according to T. Steven said B Mickey a rat. He was working with Detective Brian in season 1. So I ain't even gonna hold you. We'll get into that, but I was really happy to see B Mickey back. That was a highlight. But y'all already know who I was here for. But y'all already know.
And I'm glad he hit him.
He ain't.
That man is like a cat. He is like a cat. How many lives he got?
He got a lot.
All right. So then we see Terry call Jay Pusha and tell him, listen, it's about that time. This disrespectful man is on the phone with Terry. Okay, talking about why you interrupted me while he is in the jewelry store. So Terry, oh, you ain't over there spending my money. Okay. He told him that he needs to hop his ass in the car and get to him ASAP. Jay Pusher said, I don't deal with outsiders. Okay. I deal with your boy. And said, I'll pay him when I hear from him. Terry told him, listen, with your slick ass mouth. Okay. I ain't about to deal with this disrespect no longer. Jay Pusha told him, listen, I've been in the game a long time, a lot longer than you. In order to get respect, you got to earn it. You want this money, you come get it your damn self. I thought, I said, Terry, listen, he don't sound like no.
Look, he said, I ain't never scared. You got the wrong one.
His name Jay Pusha, and really he don't sound like no pushover. Okay. So Terry told who, then he hung up in his face.
Thank you. That's his name. Literally, my notes say Big Boy, and Big Boy tells him this, and Big Boy, and thank you. The boy's name is Hoop. Big Boy is Hoop.
I thought you was talking to the comments. I'm like, what are you talking about?
No, I could not remember this man's name, so it's Big Boy in my notes.
Yes, it's Hoop. So Hoop tries to tell him, listen, Jay Pusha ain't no little cornball dude, okay? He ain't somebody you can just push around. Terry told him, listen, that's the move. All right. Apparently, he didn't even tell him what was going on with Meech because when he brought it up, Terry tried to change the subject super quick. And he told him, listen, Meech missing out on this is like Jesus missing out on the Last Supper. Terry's like, that's the problem. Y'all treating him like he the chosen one. Okay, who's the one that's been putting food on the table, sir? Because your business would go to shit. Okay. So listen, look. Hoop was like, listen, all right, I know you under a lot of pressure. You've been dealing with a lot. All right, look, I'll take care of it. All right, I'll take care of Jay Pusher. Then we finally see Lamar's crazy ass singing "We Shall Overcome" in rehab, y'all. I can't fake though. He did sound good. He got
Of
a nice
course, he sounded good.
I know Trace was probably over there doing a duet with his ass.
Oh yes.
So then he graduated from his 3-month court ordered program. So clearly somebody got his ass up off the streets. And he said, you know, he beat this addiction before it could beat him, and ain't nothing ever gonna beat him ever again. I said, I know what that means. I know what the hell that means.
I love it. I love it. I was here for it. Y'all know that just made my heart so happy to see Lamar in a better space and better place. DeMarcus said Monique played Goldie in season 3. Okay, so we got it messed up. Steven said Terry needs to leave.
Also, who was Big L?
Big L was the female pusher that liked dealing with Terry. She thought Meech was too flashy. I remember. I don't remember, but I remember the girl not wanting to deal with Meech because he was doing too much.
Was she Hispanic?
I think so. I
remember there was a Hispanic chick that liked dealing with Terry because she thought Meech was
yeah, I think that was her. Was her.
Okay.
Steven said Terry needs to leave no good Markeisha alone. Terry needs to know about Boom and Markeisha. And was it just me or did we get a new Boom?
Child,
that's not the old Boom. And to correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, that's not the old Boom.
When she went to sit down and talk to him, I said,
who is this?
I was waiting for him to say his name. And then when she was like, yeah, we married and all this, I said, oh, okay, I guess Boom. I was like, okay, I guess Boom. I was like, I don't know, maybe
Boom got a new face while he was in jail. Okay. But I absolutely agree, Steven. I personally do not care for Markeisha. I never liked her. And if you like Markeisha slander, then you're in the right place. Okay. Because
I said you like LaWanda.
You know, I prefer LaWanda, but I don't really care for neither one of them. I'm Team Nikki. Yeah, I'm Team Nikki. Cortland said Meek should have finished it, just risking everything with Lamar. Right. Lamar is a GTA video character, just like Marvin from Raising Kanan. Yeah, but I feel like no, he's more like Ronnie. I like that comparison a little bit better. But anyway, let's move on to this heifer, Markeisha. Okay, she still ain't up to no good. So you know, Terry's surprised to see her at the door. And so he's like, oh, so are you forgiving me for Miami and, jetting off to Mexico? And she said, no, that's not why I'm here. I'm here with a proposition. Okay. She said, I'm tired of relying on men for my financial security and I want to get my own bag. So instead of to go get my own job with my own skills, I'm here at your door.
No, but she used to that quick money. She ain't about to get no job. Oh, remember she had a job. Remember?
Right. So Terry kind of Right. Terry kind of laughs her off and says, you know what? I'll take care of you if you let me. And she's like, no. And she basically tells him that if he wants any chance of getting back with her, then he'll help her get in the game. And so, she's like, I got connections on both sides. And so, on both sides of the law, basically. And I can help you, like offer you make some introductions for you. So she's like, sweetheart, I already got the deal on lock. Okay. And I don't have time or room for anybody who's, not under me, not working for me. So Markeisha then reminds him that, I've been around the game a lot longer than you, little boy. And it was her that made Boom switch from selling H to Cocoa Puffs. Okay. And reminds him that she also helped with his little CPS problem, which I'm still convinced that you might have caused. But anyway, so she tells him that he wants her, if he wants her up under him anytime soon, then he needs to show her that he values what she brings to the table. And so he said, look, you would be helpful. You real helpful behind the scenes, but I don't think I can convince everybody else that you're more than just a pretty face. And so he's like, that'll be an uphill battle. And he said, but good luck. And so Markeisha tells him, you know what, F you, okay? I'm tired of dealing with these low-ex boys. And she warns him she's going to start messing with some real men, meaning her husband. Thank you so much for the super chat,
Yes,
DeMarcus. Who
thank
is
you,
more
Demarcus.
dangerous, Markeisha or Queen Louie? I love them
I
both.
think Queen Louis. I think Queen Louis.
I don't know who Queen Louie
From
is.
Snowfall.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I guess I gotta go look her up, look up a clip or something. I don't know. But okay, I guess that's why you asked that question, because you said Markeisha is turning into Queen Louie. Okay.
I can see that.
Um, I don't like Markeisha and never like her in the original Power. When she played Lakeisha, she was a little bit more innocent and naive. So I didn't mind her, but I also, you know, it wasn't really time to hate on her when you had Angela and Tasha and everybody else to hate on. So that wasn't even really on my list. But now she's at the
And you was
forefront.
so happy that he was with her after he done took out, what's the girl named Holly?
Holly, yeah,
Yeah, so it was like, okay, well, Holly gone, and now you know.
right.
All right, so then Charles is back, I guess, for his daughter's graduation. Mm.
You're
Um,
so mean, Lee Charles. Charles got a job. He doing what he loves.
and not paying child support and not getting himself a hotel room.
He came through in the clutch
So
though.
he can for $70.
Times is hard. She ain't have it. She ain't have
Child,
it.
look, she could have called Terry for that. So Lawanda is doing Nikki's hair, talking about how much she loves cosmetology school, and it's given she really didn't learn too much. I think my daughter
Don't
could do better than her.
don't do
Um,
that. Lawanda was really trying. I mean, I wouldn't have let her play it in my head, but she was
like I said,
trying.
it was given she didn't learn much. She might have been there a week or two or something. I don't know. So then they get a cake delivery at the door for $70. Lucille can't pay. So Charles gets up to pay it and told this man to keep the change. She's like, hold up. And we talking about keep the change. Where my child support at though?
Okay.
So he said the Lord calls us to be generous and cheerful givers. He's also calls us to be faithful men. But we ain't gonna go there. I mean, if we talk about what the Lord say, which
Y'all
is
knew this was gonna come back up. Y'all knew.
and there, when he gets on the road, they'll be back in the black. Well, they'll be in the black before the tour is done. And she wondered when the hell he leaving. When you going on tour?
Okay.
I want you out. I want you out. I want you out. So everybody's in the house telling Nikki how cute she looked, lying to the child. And then Terry comes in, telling her she looked like Tito Jackson.
Now that was funny. That was hilarious.
And Lucille, she wants to know if Misha's gonna be there. Terry trying to change the subject. Again, talking about, it's Nikki's day. I don't know if he's gonna make it. And then Terry gifts Nikki with a beautiful necklace, and Lawanda tells him, "Listen, next time you go to the jewelry store, don't forget your baby mama." And
Okay.
started a whole nother argument. So
right. If you guys haven't already, all of our latecomers or those that slid in late, please make sure you hit the like button. Markeisha was actually right about helping Terry and Boom with their business. No, she did help. She did. But for what reason, what purposes? That's what I'm saying. Her motives. It's always something to benefit her, right? It was hilarious that Terry said that Nicole looked like Tito. Yes, that took me out. However, Lucille was cheating with Doc. Don't do that.
Guess what? Because payback is up. Okay.
Everybody, I'm just saying, Lucille deserved her lick back. That's what. Okay,
Exactly.
y'all not gonna look. We're blatant at if she's stealing, get her lick back. Hey, get her lick back. Get her lick back. Hey,
That's not
get
how
her
that works.
lick. That's
Not how it work. A dog is a dog is a dog. He gonna do what the hell he gonna do anyway. Whether he was getting what he needed at anyway.
Cortland said if Lucille did what she was supposed to do, Charles would have stayed. Oh, see, Cortland, bye. No. Meech even gave Nikki a better gift than Terry. Right. But okay, we're gonna talk about that gift. We're gonna talk about that. Y'all know I'm old, but I'm not that old. We'll get there. Steven said, shaking my head, when are Terry and Meech gonna realize they need to be on the same page for operations to work? That's the problem. They never do. See, there go Blake. Get that lick back. Hey, get that lick back. Corley said Terry can't win in anything. All right. So then we see Lamar. He's still dealing with, I don't know the nurse's name. Can
I
y'all help
literally
me
said
out?
I don't remember who this chick was, but
I
Lamar
do
knocked
remember.
her down back in the day.
Yeah, he was trying to knock her down back in the day. I
Oh,
don't
he
even
did.
know.
I think he did knock her down back
I
in the
thought
day.
he couldn't get it up. I thought that was the whole problem. Because remember,
Oh.
he still had the bag and he got frustrated with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did. So,
Mhm.
but he tries to get it in before he leaves the soul. Najiri, is that her name? Thank you. Look, Demarcus would know. Demarcus would know. That's what I was waiting. Demarcus would know.
What?
I don't know how, but
DeMarcus.
I would trust it.
Let me tell you something. I am always pleased and always happy when you come through with these names. But how the
Okay.
hell do you know this chick's name? Did they say her name?
I ain't even gonna hold you.
For
Demarcus, I
all
don't even.
I think in the credits they
He
might have
might
been like
even be making this up.
after 12. Okay. Did she have a name?
Look, he might even be making this up, and unfortunately, we ain't got no choice but to believe him because it's Demarcus, and we know he do his research.
Oh my god! And came through with it quick.
Right. Only he would have it. Shout out to our virtual co-host. So she reminds him that it's against the rules to be doing the do, and and she was like, "And do you even get hard for real?" And so Lamar said,
"Captions. It didn't tell me that girl name."
Oh, mine didn't either, DeMarcus. So he's like, my bag is gone, and I'm solid as a rock. Okay.
He threw me off and he said my bag.
The bag, yeah, it was the bag for me. I said, I don't think you needed to add that in, brother. That is definitely not a
messy situation.
That is not a turn on. She declines and said, I am no fool. Okay.
But she said she was a freak.
Okay. She said that apparently she thinks that he's scared of leaving. And he admits that he don't think there's anything good for him on the outside, outside of those walls. And so she tells him that he's the one that has the power to change. It's in you, my brother. Okay. You're kind. You're smart. And so she tells him, by the way,
and you try to screw dudes with a colostomy bag, girl, hush.
Okay. And she said, but hey, by the way, do not forget about those mental health medications that you need. Okay. And says that, sobriety, mental health, they go hand in hand. One washes the other. All right. And so then Miss Joanne comes in and said, you have another visitor. But she looking at him like, and so then we never found out who the other visitor was.
We sure didn't, because I left it. I left it so that when it came back to it, I could put it there. And no, they didn't.
Okay, does anybody y'all make guesses in the comments as I get into this real short next clip, next scene. So we see Terry cutting Charles's hair, and he's asking about Meech, and he's like, damn, it's been 6 months since we heard anything. What? Oh, Alvin?
Who the hell is Alvin?
Who the hell is Alvin? DeMarcus? I can't. But anyway, so he lets him know that they ain't talked. And so Charles is like, is he safe? And Terry said, look, I hope so, but he ain't giving him no information. We just still don't know what the hell Meech is doing or where he at or where he go. Steven said Lamar Myers is back on his crazy stuff. I thought it was, what's his last name? I thought, oh, you mean Lamar Myers? Oh, you're being funny. Because I was like, I thought Lamar's. Do
you not get it for real?
Oh, Alvin is Lamar's cousin.
Oh, the one that he was threatening before?
Yes. Yeah. Why did I think he unalived the cousin?
Oh, you know what? I thought so too.
I thought he unalived the cousin, DeMarcus. See, it's been a while, y'all. This is why they need to stop going off for this long. But I guess it don't matter now because this is the last season. Cortland said free haircuts. Dang, I wish I was related to Terry. Look, Charles told y'all it was getting expensive back. What? That's 80s, 90s. Ain't no telling how much it costs now. Lamar Sales that is his last name. Go ahead.
It was like Stylist or something.
Oh, Stylist. Yeah, it was Lamar Stylist. Go ahead.
All right. So Lucille is in her interview and they bring up her recent divorce and how her sons are living. She said,
I love how she flipped this. I love how she flipped it in right. She said, it's the feminine twin.
Excuse you, ma'am. You know, I can see your face right now. Sorry. All right. So she said she has no desire to stand above our people and preach to them from the pulpit. She said, I want to sit where they sit and I want to pray where they pray. So when I ask them to commit to love, forgiveness, and sacrifice, or the works of this church, they'll receive me and want to follow because they'll know I'm one of them. I said, okay. Still. And then we see some dude that works with Terry comes up to him to make a drop, and Terry gets in his ass about being out of dress code, and basically told him, listen, we all gonna dress alike, okay? And since you don't want to listen, I'm docking your pay, and tells him that he is militant. And I think that one of the reasons why they showed this is because to show that yes, Terry is always on a power trip, and everybody would be happy as hell when Meech came back.
Yeah. I feel like we seen that before when Meech first went back to Atlanta and everybody wasn't feeling it. Markeisha is in jail. She's visiting Boom, telling him how, you know, he's still her boo. And so she tells him that her and T have been over for months now. Okay. And she reminds him that, you know, we locked down for life and ask him for an infusion because she's almost out of whatever's left. Is that what I got? I mean, is that correct? And
whatever he left, everything that he left.
So he said, I ain't got it. I ain't got it. So Markeisha said, well, you know what? I guess I just take my ass down here to this welfare office, which, you know, good and well she'll never do. But then she brings up somebody named Isaac Roberts and how she plans to go see his side chick that works at the courthouse. And Boom reminds her that, well, you know, you're my woman and you're the prize, not the player. So keep your legs closed and your eyes open. And I said, well, you know, keeping her legs closed is a problem for her. She can't do that. She keep her eyes open, but she keep them legs open too. Okay. Markeisha's always getting her lick back. Okay. At the same damn time. But Meech, with Meech dress however you want, right? Remember that Boom snitched on Meech and Terry with Brian and Jen. Oh, did it? Damn, you taking me back, DeMarcus. I didn't even realize that was a thing. So then we see Nikki come down for her graduation and everybody's doting on her. Lucille, what?
I have the Kiki thing next. No?
She's
going to go see Kiki?
Oh, I have that after Nikki came down for graduation.
All right, go ahead.
But basically, Lucille, only reason I have this because it's a very short scene. But Lucille reminds her that she is the first of her kids to actually graduate because we know Terry, it didn't happen with Terry. Meech dropped out of high school.
That's
right. And but then one thing that bothered me, and this is the one problem I had with Lucille, and I don't know if anybody else noticed this. I hated that it was Nicole's day and she could not stop talking about Meech. Like, this is her big moment. I'm so proud of you, but I just wish Meech was here. Oh, Meech. And it just, I don't know. I kind of felt what Terry was saying. Like, this is about Nicole.
That's what Terry was just saying it to cover it up because he does it with everybody. And really, I didn't feel no type of way about it because it is your big brother. And she wants everybody there to celebrate her. So
no, and I get it, but because to me, it's also if Meech couldn't have made it or wouldn't have showed up, it's almost just a consistent reminder that he's not here.
I mean, I don't know if it needs, like, if it's a reminder, like, you can look around and see that he's not there.
Right. I don't need y'all to keep saying it that he ain't here. I know. I wish he was here too. Can we go back to celebrate me?
But I think it's different because she doesn't know where he is or what he's doing. It's not like he's just up the street and not showing up. She's also worried about him. So it's the fact that he's missing a huge event in his little sister's life that she knows that he would have been there for. So it's like, honestly, I ain't gonna lie. If it was me and my child, I probably would have thought that I reported them missing.
I don't know.
The only thing they had to go off of is Terry saying, I hope he's okay. He's in Mexico doing business.
Cortland said, yeah, Boom was giving up everything. Steven said, Markeisha is going and right back with Terry. She's not done with him. Of course not. DeMarcus said, Kiki could basically snitch on Markeisha and Terry's organization in the future. Yes, she could. Cortland said, Boom is like, y'all remember Dre from Power telling on literally everyone. Yes. Picture printing for myself. Colton, hey, where you been? Hey Jeremiah, what's up? What's up? Demarcus, Lucille was whack for putting Meech over. Thank you, Demarcus. Thank you. I don't know. I just felt like that was a moment where it was like, let's just. I was getting tired of hearing about Meech because I was like, this is Nicole's day. The whole thing is graduation day. Like, I was like, let that girl have a minute. Poor baby. Everything in her life has been haunted by these boys. So it was like, this is this girl's day. She done accomplished a lot. Just let her have a moment, and we'll discuss missing Meech later, okay? Because him and Terry always, you know what I mean? It's just always, they're always doing something. And so it was now time for her. It was her moment. That's all I was saying. Steven said, Meech and T fight wasn't needed. Thank you for showing up to grab the celebration, Meech. B Mickey always had your back. Well, go ahead, Nels.
All right. So then we see Markeisha. She goes to see Kiki. Apparently, she's always admired this woman. Then this girl gets in. She starts complaining about how the dude Isaac never left his wife. He moved out of state with her and left her high and dry. So I guess he had also promised to pay for her college, and he ain't do that either. So Markeisha told her that she needs to get in touch with Isaac and told her, listen, I'll flow you some cash so you can, pay for community college. And the girl's like, well, how you gonna tell me what to do with my money? And she said, because I want us to both get ahead. Okay, because we don't need to be depending on no men. You know what I mean? So then she gave her, she ended up giving her the number. Then I have after Nikki's graduation, they had a graduation party. Nikki's super excited about not being too far from her little boo when they go off to school. Charles is telling his tour stories. I'm surprised we didn't hear nothing about no hoes. Well, I mean,
he did. He said
he was just talking about looking at them and how big their asses was, but he wasn't talking about knocking them down. And we know he nasty as hell. So then while Nikki is giving her speech, Meech shows up. And I don't know, this is what I put in my notes. At this point, I didn't know what happened in Mexico, but I was like, Meech and Terry don't look too happy to see each other. Then we see B Mickey was there, and both Terry and Meech, they both agreed, the hell are you doing here? You shouldn't be here. You ain't get no invite. So, he gave her a gift and basically said, we family or whatever. And Meech made sure he took that gift. And then he took his sister outside to give her a real gift and surprised her with a new car. So, okay. And then Terry gets a call from Hoop and said that they couldn't find Pusha in the loo, but he showed up at the restaurant. So Terry left, and then Meech said, let that little diva have his temper tantrum. He's good. And basically told his mom to, stay out of their little squabble that they got going on.
Well, before I get into the comments, a blatant truth is still out there in the bushes. I know she recognized our girl Kiki, aka Naomi, from Beyond the Gates. So I was like, oh, look at her double work. Okay, I ain't mad at you, girl. The checks is coming, huh? One thing that Charles said he wanted to get to them yams, sweet yams. Okay, and yeah, we noticed that like she said, there's beef. They beefing hard. And I knew it was like real animosity. It wasn't just like, oh, sibling rivalry. That was like some stuff like, oh yeah, if
I mean, yeah, I ain't seen you in 6 months and I don't even say hi.
Right. Jeremiah said Meech always takes a spotlight. I see why T is so jealous. Okay.
And he should be, because he can't run business the way Meech do.
DeMarcus said Markeisha was actually spitting game to Kiki. She was. Cortland said B Mickey saved them though, for real. So they should let him back in. Oh, I absolutely agree. I don't like the way they doing B Mickey. But it is what it is. Cortland said Lamar could have finished both Meech and Terry, right? And I think that eventually, because Meech is the more logical one, I think he'll be able to move past or get over it before Terry will. But maybe I'm wrong. Because B Mickey is the one, he's still in Detroit. So if I'm not mistaken, I got the vibe that by the end, Meech was back in Atlanta.
I think that they feel like they're doing him a service and doing him a favor by even letting him be alive. And like, that's
Copy
it.
that.
Like, Like that's it. That's all you getting from me. We're not letting you back in. Like you're lucky you're still among the living.
Well, I think what was and thank you, Demarcus, B Mickey's girlfriend Aisha and the daughter V. And I think the reason, in my opinion, they didn't go into it, but I think the reason B Mickey is coming around because obviously the daughter's sick, something's wrong with her. He talked about how she had to have surgery the following week. So I think basically he's just kind of coming to them like, we've always been family, like, and now I have my own family, and I really need y'all help, whether y'all with me or not. All right, so T finally gets to the restaurant to meet Jay Pusha, and he's like, "Where my money at?" All right, so Jay Pusha decides to start giving him tips and tools and on running his restaurant. So Terry's like, "Look, if I don't go get my money, it's gonna be some problems. It's gonna be bloodshed." All right, and so he's like, "Lock the doors." He hit a chef Don. He said, "Close the doors." Okay, and so then Meech happens to come to the door, and everybody's so damn excited that they just completely disregard whatever Terry has to say. And so he asked Terry why all the lights off, why he over here playing candy manager. Okay. And so T tells him, "Look, I'm here handling business, and can you please stay out of it?" And so Jay Pusha's like, "Yo, so your man was trying to, apply some pressure about some made up debts that I'm supposed to have." And so T was like, "You ain't paid in months. What are you talking about made up?" And so Meech was like, "That's why this man's came to town, so he could pay me." And so T was like, "So you collected it?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so of course this pisses T off, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm planning to take BMF to a whole new level, and Jay Pusha is helping." So, and you know what I noticed? It's so funny, but it seems like they can't find one person to work with them together collectively. If you notice, they always find people that either really, really want to mess with T, which is very few, or they all ride with Meech. But for some reason, they never rock with both of them, which is really weird. So yeah. So T is like, "Look, I had it all under control, and I was running things while you was on your little play date with Loco in Mexico." So then everybody's like, "Oh, what? What was you doing?" So Meech is like, "You lost your mind?" And so T is like, "Look, someone had to put Jay Pusha in his place." And so Meech tells him to shut the F up. And then from there, they start tussling, y'all. This was like a real fight scene, okay? And Meech ends up, at first I thought Terry had got the best of him, but then
I thought so too, girl.
But then Meech overpowers him and starts wailing on his ass, all right? And so then Sterl, thank God I remember his name, and for closed captions, now he comes in and stops Meech from beating Terry's ass, but Terry has a blade in his hand like he was ready to shank Meech. So then my notes say Big Boy, Hoop, okay, just wants to know, well, what the hell happened in Mexico? And then T lets him know that, you know what, y'all all get, okay, he hit a Martin, get out, there's the door, okay? And so get the stepping, but not before Meech calls him a bitch. All right.
That was a lot.
Oh, and can we just talk about, I'm sorry, I didn't touch on it, but can we talk about how, and maybe it's something, that car that he gave Nikki, I mean, was that supposed, I'm really trying to understand, was that supposed to be like a hot car and like,
it was probably just her first car. You know how when you get your first car, it's not like new, and it's just like, it was probably just supposed to be like a first car.
Oh, okay. Because, I'm just saying, they gifted her diamond necklaces and things like that. And
but that ain't something that, I mean, she can wreck.
I don't know. I just thought, I was like, oh, is that what she did? That's definitely a used car. Okay. Definitely not new.
You're so silly.
Hold on. Let me get into the comments. Where were we? Blatant truth. I was looking at the person trying to figure out who she was. Yep, that was Naomi, just in a different wig, girl. Jeremiah said Lala always plays the same character in every show. She does, kind of. She does. She really does. Jeremiah said, how did Lamar get twice in his shoulders and got up and vanished? Now that's what it was for me.
He has so many damn lives. He's a freaking cat.
And how did they not notice him get up? We'll get there. That was weird. Steven said Meech got too big-headed, and T is tired of being second. But as grown men, they never, I think you meant to say they never fought like this. Yeah. Universal Soul Goddess, hey, welcome. B Mickey is a perceived snitch and tried to unalive Terry. There is no forgiveness. Okay. You said it's deaded. Okay. Worm, Spider, and Hoop were happy to see Meech. Now, the fact that you know all these names, DeMarcus, I cannot. Steven said Terry should have aired his frustration with Meech. Instead, he got greedy. He has his own documentary telling his side of the story. So, did anybody ever tell me, was a snake bite a real thing? Is that something that really happened in real life? Cortland said it's almost like BMF don't even need Terry. I was getting ready to say that. Cortland, Meech and Terry is kind of like Ghost and Tommy for real, right? That whole power dynamic that starts to happen when one wants to be in charge and one feels like they make better decisions. I absolutely agree with you, Cortland. Blatant Truth said Meech is just like Tyreek. He always comes out on top no matter what. Woo, okay. DeMarcus, Detective Brian could join the Red Dogs task force to take Meech down in Atlanta. I see that happening. Steven said, huge facts. I think Meech really trying to help Terry because he doesn't know what he's getting into, though. Cortland said, Terry told them where the connect is, right? What do you mean Terry told them where the connect is? I'm lost on that. Clear that up. Jay Pusher and them are going to Mexico behind Meech's back. Oh, are you thinking that's why they made those faces? Oh. That would make okay. DeMarcus, Meech gave Nicole a Geo Metro car. Okay.
That is what it was.
I knew it wasn't a Mercedes. I knew it wasn't a BMW.
You so silly.
Not even look, it wasn't even a Corvette or anything. Jeremiah said the parents were all for they don't want Meech and Terry's money, right? But they just taking stuff left and right. They accepted that damn car. See, it's funny how money changes situation. Okay. Cortland said Lamar has superpowers for real. Y'all didn't know. Yes, he does. Steven said, how many lives the writer's going to have Lamar have?
9.
It's never too much, never too much, never too much. Okay. Oh, hey, Really B. Thank you, boo, for popping in to say hey. Worm and Spider are Marquis. Oh, they're look at you, DeMarcus. You be on it.
Oh,
I don't even remember Marquisha having no cousins. Look at that.
All right. So back at the house, Lucille thought she found another gift on the doorstep for Nicole. And it actually ended up being a gift for her. It was a pastor's robe. And Nicole was basically like, oh, look, we both got new robes today. I thought that was so cute. So while Lucille went to go try on the new robe, Charles told Nikki that, once again, he is very proud of her. He told her never let anything get in the way of fulfilling her dreams. And she said, is that because of what happened to your dad? He said he was a hardworking man and a hell of a musician and ended up on the wrong end of a nightstick during a civil rights protest, a night that destroyed his hands and his dreams. She said, well, I'm glad you fulfilled, the dreams for the both of you. And got to spend more time with us, even though you're touring. He said he didn't want to upstage her on her day, but let her know that he will be going back on tour the next week. He get the hell out the house.
Oh, damn.
To make some money, honey. Maybe now he can pay something. And she told him that she didn't want him to worry about making money to pay for her college. She was trying to tell them, when she was making her speech, and Meech got there, that she got a full scholarship to Morris Brown. And he told her that she is the best representation of all of them. And she said on behalf of her and his dad that they're proud of him too. I thought that was a cute little scene.
I did. I like that.
Between daughter and father, even though I don't like him. I mean, she loves her daddy, so.
That's why I'm Team Nikki though, because she's just clearly she's had to grow up super super fast, and you could just see her maturity level in her character. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. DeMarcus said, "I love Nicole and Charles's interactions. I do, I do too." Lamar got pow-powed in the shoulder and disappeared like Kane. All right. So now we see Meech. He drops off T's cut of, I guess, whatever Jay Pusher had brought to him is what my assumption is. And so T's like, well, what are we doing now? And Meech says, I'm headed back to Atlanta. And before they can even finish their conversation, they get sprayed up by what my notes say is an unknown pow-pow man. But then out of the darkness and into the light comes Lamar.
And his
Okay.
crazy ass.
And so I just wish he was singing when he came up. I really do. I wish he had a song when he come. But and so Meech is obviously at this point regretting not unaliving Lamar before. And as he has a straight shot for Meech and Terry, suddenly Lamar is pow pow, and it's B Mickey there to save the day. Okay. And so he tells him that, look, I followed y'all from home from the party so we could talk. And Meech is said, look, this don't change nothing, okay? And so B Mickey was like, look, I just want you to hear me out. And Meech tells him, look, you need to get out of here. And when they pan back to the ground where Lamar was laid out, he gone like a thief in the night, back into the darkness. I said, I love that Lamar, y'all. I love me some Lamar. I can't. Oh, Nails. Hold on. Big Meech is not getting over that beef soon, especially since B Mickey is all a part of Terry's plan to run the organization. Oh, okay, Steven. Cortland said, Nails, you're hating Charles for no reason. It wasn't his fault.
Where have you been, Cortland? It is definitely for a reason. It's for plenty of reasons. I ain't about to let you get my blood pressure today.
DeMarcus, he had a message for you. He said black men don't cheat.
Are we saying Charles ain't black?
Oh,
what are we saying? What are we saying here?
Look, you sound like Clarissa, DeMarcus. Talking about Papoose don't cheat. Cortland said Brian is waiting for Meech in Atlanta right now. Right. Just brewing. Whenever someone saves your life, you owe them a favor. I kind of feel that way too.
But they saved Mickey's life also because they were supposed to take him out for what he did.
Cortland said they have to let B Mickey back in. Lamar is my favorite character. Absolutely. I'm sorry, y'all. In the like villain category, he's up there. I actually think he surpasses Ronnie because he can sing. He can give you a good bar before he, give you some good harmonies before he about to take you out. But for me, out of all the villains, I think he definitely takes the cake. Jeremiah said, I think Terry might have took out the dude from Mexico, the plug, and maybe that's why Meech is mad at Terry. Okay. Okay. I was about to say DeMarcus. Thank you, Jeremiah. I like that. I like that theory. Okay.
All right. So then Markeisha stopped by Terry's spot to let him know that she met up with her guy and he got a plug in South Carolina that she can connect him with since he's going to have half a ton in every state. And then she goes in to rub his arm and he's like, thank you. The door. I'm trying to keep it respectful. Remember, this is business, not pleasure.
Can I tell you how much I love this scene? This was one of my favorite scenes.
I ain't gonna lie, I loved it too, especially after she went to go see the baby daddy in jail. So I was like, the husband in jail. I was like, oh yeah, take your ass, go on. You ain't been talking to him for months. And then we see there's a support group. It looks like it's for fathers who lost their children. We see Abe is there mourning his son Milton. And
thank you for getting his name. I didn't know. I said that's the little boy that lost his.
They actually said his name.
Oh, okay. That's terrible. I just won't listen.
Abe. So he's mourning his son Milton and wants everybody locked up. And then we see the detective Brian. And we know, he's mourning his son as well. Then while Meech is driving, we see a flashback to what happened in Mexico. Apparently, Loco went and found somebody to help him. Terry had to give up his watch for payment. And then Chade broke a chicken's neck, cut it open and did some more stuff, put chicken bones on the man's leg. And then he woke up. Terry said, I ain't with all of this. I'm a Christian man. We don't do none of this with your Christian ass. You just like your daddy with your cheating ass, nasty self. But then the man told him that he's going to be a legend. Okay. And basically, Meech was like, yeah, I know. And that was pretty much it. That was pretty much the episode.
Nope, you got it. I ain't even gonna hold you. You did a better job than I did of explaining that last scene because I was so confused. I said, what the hell is going on here? I said, what is but hey, and apparently Meech now it makes sense why he feels like he is above everything, and because now he thinks he is a god.
He beat death.
Oh no! Oh my God! Where have you been?
Oh my God! What up, now?
literally, when we finished Raising Canaan, I was like, damn, Naya ain't popped up the whole joint. Oh my God. Hey, boo, I hope
How you
everything is
been?
okay. Oh my God, we missed you so much. I hope all is well in your world, boo. Glad to have you back. Jeremiah said Terry did something in Mexico that pissed Meech off. And in the scene where Meech and Terry were fighting, Terry is saying he did what was right for the organization. Oh. Cortland, or everyone was liking Meech more than Terry in Mexico too, and Terry snapped. Oh,
Everybody likes Meech everywhere they go more than
right.
Terry.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so happy to see you, Naya. Demarcus said, I think that Lamar will take out Sterling Black or Aisha. Now I gotta remember who Aisha is again.
It's the only Aisha I know of is the baby mama. I mean, yeah, the B Mickey.
B Mickey's baby mama.
Because B
Oh,
Mickey hit him.
oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh my God. Yeah, everything is better now. I finally left Memphis. I'm in Nashville now. Okay,
Okay.
good. New beginnings. I hope, like I said, I hope all is well, boo. You've definitely been in our thoughts and prayers. Cortland said Brian is like that ex that won't leave you alone, won't stop chasing me. She really is. It's like a real bad breakup and he just won't get over it. Jeremiah said in the trailer, there's a scene where the guy in Mexico pulls, a knife out on Terry too. Okay. Okay. And I think it, so you know what's so funny, Jeremiah? I can actually picture that because when they were fighting in the restaurant, and I was trying to figure out why is this so deep? Why is this hostility so? But if Nell sat back and watched somebody pull the knife on me and didn't do anything or was letting it happen and didn't check them, oh, absolutely. If I make it out that situation, when I see her next time, it's up.
Oh, you're referring to Terry getting a knife.
Yeah, I'm saying that's why he might really be like hot or upset with Meech. Since we just talking about theories. But yeah, so I'll give y'all a couple minutes to put in your little final thoughts about this episode and what we think is going to transpire for the rest of the season, y'all. I really appreciate y'all being here, coming through, supporting us for week 1. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button.
Make sure you comment.
Make sure that you guys are subscribed if you're not already.
And you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's the TikTok, as Really B would say, the TikTok, the IG, the Blue Sky, and the Facebook. Well, yeah, y'all, we will catch you next week for another round of the BMF. All right. Have a good night and have a great week. Bye-bye. Oh, look, now y'all coming in late. What y'all saying? Yes, this season of BMF will be fired, DeMarcus. Absolutely. And because
it started off good.
Right. And because it's the final. So I just hope they don't, because we know we only getting 10 episodes. So I hope they just don't try to like rush it too much. Because like Nell said, the fact that it started off so good makes me feel like it's going to be a rush season. But I don't know. But anyway, we'll see y'all next week. Y'all be good. Bye-bye.